So yeah, usually what happens is like I go through a little bit of a spiel, right? There's kind of like topics that I've been thinking about each week, and like as I've been practicing, like things kind of pop up for me, and then I get it down on paper. And basically, what I'm doing is like as I kind of build this practice, like my own practice, like I just try to vet it, make sure it's like good technique, sound principles, and then I just attempt to share that with you all, right? So we're all kind of growing together. What's kind of cool is I actually had an experience. I'm on a tangent, but my mentor, who he does, similar breathwork Zoom calls like this, he's kind of going like a similar trajectory as me. I was like, oh wow, this is really cool. I did one with him last week. I'm like, oh yeah, like so some of the stuff that I've been feeling into has kind of been like where he's at as well with his own practice and what he's teaching his students and all pretty good. So yeah, we'll go through the spiel, kind of share like this week's topic, and then a lot of the foundational stuff. There's like just like a lot of things, like you can get into the weeds and the specifics of like how we're breathing, but it can also just be like intuition, focus on the basics, right? Um, I really like to approach kind of my flavor of breath work. So again, kind of my own personal practice, and what I like to to share with people, in a way that really ties into how we're breathing throughout the day. So my foundation is really in functional breathing. So functional breathing is like um, it's kind of like how PT is for like walking. Someone gets an injury, they hurt their knee, and then they start limping. And so that's what happens to the breath in a lot of situations where the breath changes and we start to breathe shallow and it just adapts for whatever reason. So it's kind of like learning how to walk properly again, right after the injury. And then that's happening like 20,000 plus times per day. So it really amplifies this effect on our nervous system. And then from there, the nervous system, affects everything else, right? All the other 10 systems, if we want to kind of count it that way. Um, so let's do a little bit of housekeeping first, and then we'll get into it. How does that sound? Yeah, the first thing I wanted to share was just that, hey, we're here every hump day, every Wednesday. We're doing something like this. Breathwork is every other Wednesday. And then the other calls that we do, I call resilience calls, which is more of the science behind breath work, and it's a little bit broader sometimes too. Like we talked about cryotherapy, cold plunges, a lot of like health and wellness stuff, but it always kind of ties back into the breath. Um, and so I like to think about it as like the learning component and then the breath work, this experiential breath work or recreational breath work, we like to call it, really helps us to integrate the practice, right? So we learn it and then we learn just as much by doing. And then hopefully we kind of carry this into the rest of the day, something like that. Yeah. Um, so yeah, this session I kind of themed waves of relaxation, waves of relaxation. And I like to say that relaxation is a skill. It's something that we can get better at. Um, because we can think about relaxation as a physiologic state too, right? We kind of move on this pendulum from arousal, excitement, anxiety, worry, and then the pendulum kind of swings back to sleep, rest, drowsiness, depression, lethargy, and it just kind of ebbs and flows. So that's kind of like this normal progression. So we kind of see like that's a wave in and of itself. Like if we kind of flip it on its side, then it looks like this wave here. Um, so we have some tools in our toolkit for accessing relaxation to start to nudge our nervous system towards this physiologic state. Okay. So one of our tools is the spotlight of attention. right? We can shift our attention in our body, both um, in the body, and then we can shift it to outside of the body. So the $5 terms there are exteroception and interoception. And by shifting our body, especially once we point it inward, right? Oh, I've been scrunching my face. I just shine a spotlight there, gives me the opportunity to relax it. So doing things like body scans, and just kind of like moving the attention around creates the environment for it to become easier for us to recognize there's tension and then gives us the opportunity to relax it. Um, the next one is movement. So our sensory system really likes movement. One idea that I really enjoy is I think it comes from the Shaolin monks, where they would squeeze their fists really, really tightly for about 4 or 5 minutes, and they call it their relaxation exercise. Right? What's that all about? Well, the whole idea is after we've given it some activity, then like, oh, the fatigue allows it to relax a little easier. Again, we're kind of swinging the pendulum. Activity, let it relax. And also the sensory system just likes movement. We get more data collection. In the same way that like if you've ever lost your sunglasses and they're sitting on top of your head, right? It was just that static position wasn't sending as many signals to the brain. But as soon as we like move it around or something like that, then we get more information. Um, so the breath constantly moving is like constantly giving us signals, at very least from all the mechanical components of the breath. And then the third one for relaxation is more of the neurologic aspect of the breath. So the first two are kind of a little bit more like pinpoint, whereas the breath is influencing the nervous system with every single breath that we take. And we would even subdivide that between the inhale and the exhale, where it changes the nervous system kind of from this top-down idea. So some of the nervous system ideas is like, well, how the breath influences the heart, how the breath influences, directly to the brain, and then definitely the heart to brain connection. Those are probably like the most prominent ones that we're thinking about. Um, so those are kind of three like really big ones. We're going to tap into all three of those today. Yeah. Um, any questions so far? Okay, good. So when it comes to a really relaxing breath, right? What we're commonly thinking about is just like, what are some really simple ideas here? We breathe slower, we breathe deeper, we emphasize the exhale, right? Well, what does it mean to emphasize the exhale? We just kind of let it sink down a little bit slower, more comfortably, and oftentimes we kind of pause at the bottom. Like there's a little bit of lingering that happens here. And so I was thinking about this idea when I was reflecting on, I used to do a lot of fishing with my dad. So I grew up in Michigan, and there's a lot of lakes there, both the Great Lakes and then also all the little lakes that are inside the state. And so I haven't looked this up, but they say that you're never more than 5 miles away from a lake. Anyway, my dad and I, we would take the boat out and we would do a lot of fishing from different versions, but like one that we would do is we would cast a line and we'd fish for some the fish that like to kind of sit on the bottom of the lakes. And so the kind of pacing of like when we're casting the line, so there's like a lure on it and maybe like an addition of like a little weight to help it to reach the bottom, maybe faster. And so oftentimes we would like, in most instances, you're kind of like reeling up, right? So I'm thinking about the inhale usually comes up faster in this instance. And then the exhale is like we just cast a line and you kind of just allow the lure and the weight to sort of sink down to the bottom, right? Fully passive, right? We just let it go, right? And then it sinks down, sometimes faster than others. You can even like slow it down. Like sometimes you can like just rest your finger on the line as it kind of exits the reel. So in the one idea that I really like when we're doing the most relaxing version of the breath is only really have to maybe initiate the pulling the reeling back up. So passive on the exhale, and then at some point it gets uncomfortable. CO2 builds in the body. We feel that air hunger, and then we just decide like, oh, now it's time to breathe in. Just initiating the breath, even like your automatic breathing is actually going to start to take care of the rest. Like, like you don't have to give it so much effort. So that's like when I'm doing the most relaxing version of the breath, it looks a little bit like that. Passive, and then I'm just like, okay, do I need to breathe? Do I need to breathe? Okay, now I will. And I just initiate it and it almost runs that sequence. Like, boop, hit the button, it does a thing, and that's the only thing I have to decide. Kind of cool. Um, we've been talking a lot around this idea of like effortless effort, and this is definitely one of those examples where we could breathe automatically. We could also just add like a little bit of effort in there, a little bit of conscious awareness to nudge the breath. Maybe it's 5% effort, 10% effort, and we build in some finesse in that way. So, um, we'll kind of tap into that, especially in the early part of our breathwork session today. There's one more thing that I want to share with you all, and I'm going to write it in the chat. This is something that we've been practicing over our breathwork session, which is the breathing gears. So I'm just going to type this into the chat. Can you all see that? Cool. So, Ethan, this will be especially good for what we're talking about. Like if we're feeling a little congested here, we kind of just shift the gears a little bit sooner is the idea. So what we just talked about with the fishing analogy is gear one, is like is within gear one, which is just normal breathing. And so it's a passive, excuse me, active inhale and a passive exhale. Something has to work, muscles have to contract on the inhale, but then we just let it go. Passive. Muscles get to relax on the exhale. So yeah, that's breathing gear number one. And then as we shift to gear number two, right? So things start to pick up a little bit. This is true both in the breath work, but it's also true in, well, I'm kind of picking up my walking pace, or I'm on a hill, or I'm carrying something. Then it becomes active on the inhale and active on the exhale, right? So we start to kind of use these muscles that are, especially around the core muscles, they're on the ribs too, and then even the pelvic floor. So when we breathe all the way out, all the way to the bottom, we'll feel that core brace, and you might even feel your pelvic floor contract, right? So yeah, gear two then just allows us to move the air a little bit faster. And then gear three is it's still active in both directions, but now we're doing in the nose and then we go out the mouth. In the nose, out the mouth. So we also call this cycle breathing. It's also the only one that is fully conscious. It requires you to focus on this patterning. Um, so we could just go lips sealed, lips open, lips sealed, lips open, but you can also just move your tongue up and down. So you kind of play with that. When the tongue is on the roof of the palate, like even if I just go like this, lips are open, but my tongue is up, it still pulls the air through my nose. So you can actually just like move the tongue as another option. And then last one is gear four, um, which is just in the mouth and out the mouth. Okay. And then we can definitely move some air. What's really important about the mouth breathing or anytime, whether it's in or out, is that we have some options here. So we can breathe out through a straw, or we can open it wide, all the way open. And we can, kind of just play with the size there. Okay. So this becomes, we'll practice this especially as we start to build today. So Nate calls it the crescendo of the breathing practice. And um, if this feels like a lot, like just know that like cycle breathing is a good one to like tap into, and then it kind of allows us to like shift up or down. Um, but I'll prompt you all through that portion as well, kind of reminding you and giving you some ideas as to like how you might do nose versus mouth breathing and all these things. Well, any questions about breathing gears? Okay, cool. Um, so yeah, today we'll plan to, it'll be about 30 minutes of a guided breathwork session. Um, and usually we will have enough time. So like at the end, uh, you don't have to rush, right? Like you can slowly make your way up. Honestly, like if you're like, I'm just gonna turn this thing off and take a nap, like go for it. Like if you're feeling really cozy, um, it's also a good opportunity to like maybe jot something down. Like if you had some ideas or pings or downloads. So I like to keep a little notepad nearby. Um, but we just open it up to Q&A, shares afterwards. I'll hang out for a little while. Yeah. Um, so as we go through this, like I'll be giving you some prompts and some suggestions as to how I think would support your guided breathwork session. But just remember, like this is your practice. You can breathe however the heck you want, right? If you're like, I'm actually just gonna chill. Jared told me to shift to gear four, but I'm actually gonna shift down. Like, just make it your own, right? So these are all just suggestions. All of you are gonna do something different, like guaranteed. So kind of feel into that. Again, just think about what I'm saying as a suggestion. And something that we always talk about is safety. So yes, the physical safety, which includes making sure that our environment is good. Maybe I shut the door if I think my little brother is going to run in, or I turn my phone off, make sure I'm not getting pings. Um, but it's also this internal sense. Remember, like relaxation is a physiologic response, and the foundation of that is safety. So we do want to breathe in a way that signals like, oh yeah, this is fine, this is good. Um, and what has become more and more obvious for me is that when I tap into this, like, oh yeah, I'm relaxed, I'm safe, even when we get into some breath holding, like it just gets easier. I can hold my breath longer, as opposed to what we used to see, which was like huffing and puffing max effort, and then trying to hold your breath. There's a time and place for that, but that's not what we're doing today. Yeah, so still kind of like we'll keep the body relaxed. After all, relaxation is a big part of what we're practicing today. Um, so yeah, let's go ahead and we can start to get into it. If you guys have any other questions,
Should I be sitting up? I'm like laying down right now.
yes. So
Okay,
lying down will be the preferred for this
cool. Okay.
practice. Yeah, lying down will be preferred. And just kind of set up your environment. So pillows, blankets. Some people like to use eye masks. Um, Again, maybe if you want a notebook or like sometimes let's have like a little sip of water nearby, these types of things. Yeah, so I'll give you guys a moment to get settled in. Awesome. Ethan's ready. I think Nate just left for a moment, so we'll give him a second.
Anymore, and I can't hear you through.
All right, a little sound check here. Nate, give me a thumbs up if the audio sounds good. All right, we are good to go. So the first thing that we're doing is just really settling into our position. See if you can make yourself even a little bit more comfortable than where you're at right now. Shifting 1 inch here, a little to the left, a little to the right. Maybe there's part of you that wants to stretch one more time, getting a little bit of movement in before we relax. And as we start, I invite you to set an intention for yourself, an intention for this practice. What brings you here today? And to start, just allow yourself to be breathed instead of the one who's doing the breathing. This fully effortless, automatic breathing. We'll start to shine our spotlight of attention and releasing some tension as we move along. Feel your toes, relax any tension at the end of your feet, into the ankles, release any tension there. Release any tension at the calves and shins. Into the thighs. In the front of the hips. Into the back of the hips. In your belly. And your low back. You have your chest. In between your shoulder blades. Up into the neck and the throat. Release any tension there. Moving up into the jaw and the face. Yeah, the forehead. The space behind your eyes. The crown of the head. And just let it all go. Starting to add a little bit of effort, tapping back into the breath again. See if you can add 5% effort, just nudging the breath on the inhale. Add a little bit more effort on the breath in and on the breath out. Notice how it naturally gets a little bit deeper. Not by adding more effort, but just consistent effort, breath over breath. With each exhale, let your body get a little bit heavier. Every breath out, letting your body be supported by the floor, by the mat. We'll start to build our breath to a 4 seconds inhale and a 4-second exhale. So wherever you're at in your breath, go ahead and breathe out. And then we'll go in through the nose. 2, 3, 4. And out. 2, 3, 4. In. 2, 3, 4. Out. 2, 3, 4. In. And keep going at this pace. 4 count in, 4 count out. It doesn't have to be exact seconds. We inhale from the bottom up with the belly breath, and up into the chest a little bit. We relax and let it go. Inhale moves into the lower ribs, and then maybe halfway up. We're not quite up to the neck and shoulders yet. So it's still just a relaxing breath that's slightly deeper than our normal breathing. We'll start to lengthen the exhale. 4-second inhale, and then move to a 6-second exhale. As we lengthen the exhale, allow the body to relax even further. Where in the body can I still release tension? Starting to lengthen the exhale a little bit more. So the exhale will be twice as long as the inhale. 4 seconds in, 8 seconds out. See if you can tap into this effortless effort. Maybe this pacing only requires 5 or 10% effort. A 5 or 10% nudge. Notice as you keep this pacing, each breath just gets a little bit easier. Your body gets used to breathing at this pace. If the air hunger does start to build and becomes too uncomfortable for you, you always have the opportunity to shift back. 4-4 or 4-6. And what I want you to do next on the next breath is keep the inhale at 4, but lengthen the exhale. Just go as long as it wants to go. Right? So you might count to 10, to 12, to 15, or beyond, just for one breath. 1, relaxing and long exhale. Just like the fishing pole, pulling, reeling the lure and the weight back up, you can decide, when do I need to take that breath in? And then we're just returning to 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, building the breath back up. Now, as we continue to build the breath, we can start to shift our gears a little bit, keeping the count 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. Start to shift to gear 2. We're pushing the air out a little bit, especially at the bottom of the exhale. Feel your core brace as you squeeze out that last little bit of air. The pelvic floor contracts at the bottom. The pace stays the same, but we're moving more air. Allow the breath to deepen on the inhale as well. More rib expansion. Feeling the shoulders and the neck start to join the party. They help us to pull the ribs up to get that last little bit of air in. We're getting closer and closer to the full expression of the breath. Continuing to expand here, we'll shift to gear 3, in through the nose and out through the mouth. As you breathe out through the mouth, maybe you'll want to start with a small straw. Just letting a little bit of air escape. We'll start to let go of the 4-4 count and just allow for a natural build. We'll increase the pace little by little. As you breathe out through the mouth, maybe you start to open up a little bit more. starting to lean into that intensity. As we move the air, body stays relaxed. Only using as much effort as is necessary. Continuing to build little by little. Maybe the mouth opens a little bit wider. And we're still feeling that full expression of the breath. All the way up into the shoulders and neck as we breathe in. And then we squeeze the air out at the bottom using our core and our pelvic floor. If we sped up a little bit too fast, you always have the opportunity to dial it down a notch. Go down a gear. If you're feeling good, I invite you to shift to gear 4, in and out through the mouth. We're almost there. We're almost to our first breath hold. About 2 more breaths here. And then take a big inhale. We'll hold at the top. Breathe in and hold. Again, allowing everything to relax that isn't necessary, just the muscles that we need to hold the breath at the top. And now start to let the air out through a small straw. A really small opening through the lips as you slowly make your way down to the bottom of the exhale. Relax. We'll take a breath in. 3, 2, 1. Breathe in at no rush. And another hold at the top. Here, start to squeeze your pelvic floor. And we'll squeeze the core. And squeeze it all the way up to the top, to the crown of the head. And let it go, ah. And let your natural breath return. In and out through the nose. So we'll start to build the breath back up. One more round, a little bit faster this time. In and out through the nose. Moving air. Feeling the movement at the top of the breath. Shoulders, neck, and all the way to the bottom. Core, pelvic floor. Again, tapping into this effortless effort. Only as much effort as necessary. Signaling safety to the body, the brain. shifting to gear 3, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Again, just starting small. Maybe it's a straw that we breathe out through. Opening up the mouth little by little with each breath. Shifting to gear 4, in and out through the mouth. Lean into the intensity. Three more breaths. And then take a deep breath in, all the way to the top, hold it. Hold. And then when we let the air go, we're going to breathe out through the nose on this one. And start to exhale, air leaves through the nose. Just cradle it down, no rush. Really let the fishing line reach the bottom in no rush. Slowly, slowly. And when you reach the bottom, just pause. We're just lingering here. There's nothing to do. Breathe in 3, 2, 1, no rush, all the way to the top. Full breath in and holding one more time. We'll pause here, squeeze the pelvic floor, squeeze your core, squeeze it all the way up to the crown of your head. And then when we let it go, we're going to go out, in, out. So out through the nose. Slow, in through the nose, and out through the nose. Last time, little pause here at the bottom. Again, just relax every muscle in your body. For the air hunger. Do I need to breathe right now, or can I wait a little bit longer? But when you're ready, just initiate the inhale. And just let your normal breath return. Notice how the breath gets a little bit easier now. And then we'll do a series of sighs. Sighing is just a deep inhale through the nose. So wherever you're at, go ahead and breathe out. And then in through the nose. All the way to the top, and then just let it go. Mouth open. In through the nose again. This one, not as loud, but still audible. It's a little bit slower. In through the nose. All the way to the top, and now out through a straw. We'll slow it down. in through the nose. And this one's out through the nose. In through the nose again. And this one's going to be a nice long hum. Feel your nose and sinus vibrate. And then just a little pause if you feel like lingering at the bottom. Allow your body to rest. Just allowing for a little bit of air hunger. And then just initiate that breath in whenever it feels good. Do one more round of 5 sighs. Deep breath in through the nose. Let it go. Go. Again, in through the nose. And then out through the mouth again. A little bit slower. So do 3 more sighs on your own. Play with it a little bit. See if you can make it feel even more relaxing. Pick your favorite. And then just returning to being breathed. Fully effortless. Start to add a little bit of that finesse, 5% effort, that slowly deepens the breath, feels more expansive and relaxing. Easy. I invite you to give yourself a compliment. Say something really nice to yourself. Little by little, we'll start to make our way back, remembering where you're at. I'm in my room, I'm outside. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. We'll keep the eyes closed for a moment. Let your body stretch. Whatever movement feels really good.
I am here, bare feet.
And once you open your eyes, not looking at anything in particular,
I call my spirit back. scattered dawn, tongue of the stars dancing through my
And
teeth.
then again,
I
if
let the
you're
old fall off,
really comfy where you're
feel
at,
the drum beneath.
maybe just transition to nap time.
Heart drum, lead me
Maybe
on.
you want to grab a pen and paper.
I am the song. I rise in my own rhythm.
Maybe you want to transition to just hanging out on your side for a little while.
I am the song. My voice is a river, then strong. I pour it through my chest.
And no rush at all, but
Let it run long.
when you're ready, make our way back into sitting.
Am I sight or unique? Codes of love in every
And
side.
we'll open it up for some time to
I
chat.
am safe.